Imagine this. There's something so simple, so profound that 99% of men ignore it completely. And yet when a man does it, it's like a switch flips in the minds of women. They can't help but notice the crazy part is that most men will go their entire lives without even realizing they're missing. Are you one of them? If you're still watching chances, or you don't want to be, let me tell you a story. A man named Marcus, a regular guy like you and me, used to struggle with everything. He constantly worried about what people thought of him. He chased validation like it was the only thing keeping him alive. But no matter what he did, he felt invisible, especially to women. One day, something clicked. Marcus stumbled upon a principle that changed everything. It wasn't a magic pill or some cheesy self-help hack. It was something ancient, something powerful. Stoicism. You might think, what does Stoicism have to do with attraction or confidence? Well, stay with me because this is where the story gets interesting. Stoicism teaches one fundamental truth: control what you can and let go of what you can't. Think about that for a second. Most men are as slaves to their emotions. They get triggered, lash out, and make decisions they regret. Women see this, they feel it, and let's be honest, it's not attractive. But the Stoic man, he's different. He doesn't react to chaos. He stays calm when others lose their heads. Imagine being at a party. There's a loud argument in the corner. People are freaking out, but you're composed, unshaken, like a mountain in the middle of a storm. Trust me, women notice that it's magnetic. Here's where it gets deeper. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoics, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Do you see the power in that? When you stop chasing validation and start living by your own values, something magical happens. You stop being desperate for attention. Instead, you become someone who commands respect. And it's not just about women, it's about your co-workers, your friends, your entire life. You start radiating this quiet confidence that people can't ignore. But let's talk about the 99%. Most men, they're reactive. A rude comment. They snap back. A bad day. They drown in frustration. But a Stoic man, he pauses. He thinks, does this deserve my energy? And most of the time it doesn't. That's the secret. Women love a man who doesn't let the world control him. Now don't mistake Stoicism for coldness. It's not about burying your emotions. It's about owning them. It's the skill of knowing when to speak. And when silence says more, it's the strength of staying grounded. When the world pushes to knock you off balance, women notice this. They're drawn to it because at their core, they crave a man who stands steady. A man who remains the anchor when everything else feels unstable. Remember Marcus? He started practicing Stoicism daily. He focused on his actions, not others' opinions. He stopped chasing validation and started living for himself. And guess what? People began to gravitate toward him. Women noticed him not because he was trying to impress them, but because he stopped trying. That's the paradox. When you stop seeking attention, you attract it effortlessly. And this principle goes beyond attraction. It reshapes the way you lead, handle pressure, and view life itself. Stoicism turns chaos into clarity and turns noise into wisdom. Now, here's the hard truth. 99% of men won't take this seriously. They'll watch this video, nod along, and go back to their old habits. But you're not like the rest. You're here because you want more. You want to stand out, to want to be the man women respect and admire. Not because you're loud or flashy, but because you're composed, confident, and in control. Let's go even deeper into this, because understanding Stoicism isn't just about staying calm. It's about transforming the way you move through the world. Imagine waking up every morning and realizing that the only thing truly under your control is your mindset. Not your boss, not your partner, not the weather, just you. That kind of awareness changes everything. Most men wake up reacting. They check their phone, get irritated at a message, rushing to the day, and wonder why life feels chaotic. But the Stoic man doesn't start his day like that. He begins by grounding himself. He breathes. He reflects. He reminds himself that peace is his power. This alone sets him apart, because when a man carries inner peace, he becomes untouchable. Think about it. A woman can sense when a man has that calm confidence. It's not in his words. It's in his energy. She feels it in the way he looks at her, in the way he listens without trying to prove something. He doesn't rush to fill silence. He's not chasing approval because he already approves of himself. And that's rare in a world where everyone is seeking validation. A Stoic man radiates, something most men spend their whole lives trying to fake authenticity and control. Now, imagine Marcus months later after embracing Stoicism. His friends started noticing changes first. It was subtle. He stopped arguing about pointless things. He no longer tried to win every conversation. He became quieter but stronger, and when people spoke to him, they felt heard, truly heard. That kind of presence is magnetic because it's real, and women especially can feel when a man is at peace with himself. It makes them feel safe, curious, even inspired. Here's the truth. Women aren't drawn to men who try too hard. They're drawn to men who move with purpose. A Stoic man doesn't chase pleasure or validation. He chases clarity. He doesn't get lost in temporary emotions. He focuses on long-term growth. That's why when you see a man who carries himself with calm strength, there's an unspoken respect around him. Even from other men, he doesn't need to dominate a room. He simply owns his space, and that ownership commands attention. So, what does that look like in real life? It's walking away from drama when others would stay and argue. It's choosing peace over ego. It's knowing that silence can sometimes speak louder than words. It's understanding that you don't need to control people, you just need to control yourself. When you start living like that, your energy changes, and so does the way the world responds to you. The Stoic man doesn't need to be perfect. He just needs to be aware. He knows that emotions are temporary. Waves. They rise. They fall, but they don't define him. He watches them without drowning in them, and this awareness gives him an edge in every area of life, relationships, business, and even his own sense of purpose. Because when you stop letting external chaos dictate your mood, you start shaping your destiny consciously. Let me share something powerful. Marcus once wrote in his journal, after months of practicing Stoicism, he said, "I realized that peace was never something to chase. It was something to protect." That line, right, there sums up everything. Most men think peace comes after success, after love, after validation. But in truth, peace is the foundation for all of it. Without it, you're lost. With it, you're unstoppable. And maybe that's what women truly feel when they're around a Stoic man. It's not that he's distant, it's that he's centered. He's not looking for someone to complete him. He's looking to share his completeness. That difference is everything, because when a man has peace within, he doesn't beg for attention. He inspires connection when he speaks. People listen not because he's loud, but because his words carry weight. They come from a place of calm certainty. So, here's your next step after this video. Don't just understand Stoicism. Practice it when someone tests your patience. Pause and breathe. When your emotions rise, observe them. Instead of reacting when life doesn't go your way, remind yourself that your reaction defines your outcome, not the situation itself. This is how you rewire your mind for strength and stability. Remember, this life will always throw storms your way, but the goal isn't to avoid them. It's to become the man who can walk through the storm without losing his balance, because that's what makes you unshakable. And that's what makes you truly attractive. The kind of man who doesn't chase peace but carries it wherever he goes. That's the energy that draws people in without effort. Here's your challenge. Start small. The next time life throws chaos at you, pause, breathe, and ask yourself, does this deserve my reaction? Because when you master that moment, you master yourself. Keep practicing that and watch how your life transforms. If this resonated with you, if you're ready to be part of the 1%, then don't just watch this video, live it. And before you go, hit that like button and subscribe to the Stoic Heart. Not because I'm asking you to, but because every time you do, you're taking one more step toward mastering your emotions and becoming the calm within the storm. This isn't just another video. This is your wake-up call, your moment to rise above noise and step into power. Are you ready to answer?